An exclusive story now from the Daily Caller. FBI agents seized smashed computer hard drives from the home of a tech worker who worked for Debbie Wasserman Schultz. Daily Caller investigative reporter Luke Rosiak joins us now. Can you give me some perspective on this? And it's a very complicated story involving three Pakistani brothers. Set it in context for me. Why is it so important?
Well, this is a recurring theme of cyber attacks on our nation. We've seen it again and again. And sort of the sleeper story, the one we haven't been hearing about much at all, is there's been yet another one on the House of Representatives. There is an ongoing criminal investigation into a major cyber breach involving not outside actors, but inside men. Is
that the three Pakistani brothers that we're talking about here?
Yeah, so the suspects in this probe are people who worked for a long time for Democratic members in the House. A couple of brothers named Imran Awan, Abid Awan, and Jamal Awan, and they are criminal suspects. They worked for Imran worked for Debbie Wasserman Schultz for a long time, and now we're just learning that the FBI is involved in this investigation as well.
What's the implication behind the three Pakistani brothers doing information technology work for Debbie Wasserman Schultz and other Democrats, and I believe a couple of Republicans in the House?
They weren't doing work for any Republicans. It was all Democrats.
Okay.
And as you'd imagine, these IT guys had access to all emails and files for the members that they worked for, and they worked for dozens of members. Soon after this guy Imran started working for Debbie Wasserman Schultz, all of his relatives appeared on the payroll, and they collected $4 million. Very unusual. And it's unclear what the investigation spans in its entirety, but there's a lot of red flags for these guys. I'm told that they were sending information to an off-site server. And when you look into their backgrounds, these guys have been accused of fraud repeatedly in civil lawsuits. They set up, it's really a bizarre story. They set up an LLC called CIA LLC, if you can believe it, while working for the House of Representatives. And this LLC, which was supposedly a car dealership, took $100,000 from an Iraqi politician. Their stepmother separately accused them of wiretapping and extortion. So it's a wild tale.
Where are the Pakistani brothers now?
I believe they're still here, although they've taken steps to hide the exact addresses that they're living in. And the wife, who was also on the payroll, has left for Pakistan since. Because
if the FBI now has these smashed hard drives, what might they get out of these smashed hard drives if they could get into them?
We don't know what they'll find, but we know that both Imran and Debbie Wasserman Schultz don't want evidence examined. And that's the weird thing here, is we saw that with the DNC as well, where the DNC didn't turn their server over to the FBI. You would think that Debbie Wasserman Schultz would say, I can't believe my IT guy was allegedly hacking. I want him prosecuted to the full extent of the law. Instead, a laptop was separately seized from a House office building, and she is blocking the Capitol Police from reviewing it, saying constitutional issues, speech and debate clause, and even threatening the Capitol Police with, quote, consequences if he doesn't give it back.
Look, Luke, please come back on the show. It's obviously a very important developing story. We want more on it later. Luke Rosiak, Daily Caller. Thanks, Luke.